And now for another episode of Happy News with Perry Kurtz, the perfect little pick-me-up to make your frown turn upside down. And now your host, Perry Kurtz.
Welcome to Happy News with Perry Kurtz. And in case you don't know, I'm Perry Kurtz. And this is...
Hello.
That's it? You're not going to tell them your name?
Oh, I'm Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Bryan, the faithful producer, making sure the trains run on time and that the rain comes on dimes.
Did you do some heroin today, the way you're speaking?
Oh man, I'm just chilling, cruising for bruising, as they say.
Yeah, it looks like you got one on your face.
Chillaxing, really?
Yeah, well, driving here in L.A., you know how bad it is.
You know, that is right, Perry. Ooh.
We have some of the worst drivers in the country.
It's true.
However, they are worse in San Jose, in Silicon Valley, where Google is and they make computers. They're worse drivers. Now, wouldn't you think that an area that is superior to us technologically, where everybody is brilliant and they know how to make things work, that they know how to drive? But no, down here, they're horrible drivers. And what I've noticed is that people have certain ways of driving. First of all, they take up 10 lanes at a time. They don't know what a turn signal is. They beep constantly. If you don't, and it probably happens where you live, a light changes, goes from red to green. If you don't move in a split second, right away. Out here, sometimes the light's not even green yet, and they're beeping. And then the people that won't let you into the lane, you go to pull up, you got your turn signal, and they look at you, and they speed up, or they slow down to block you from getting into the lane. I call them the lane guards. They're guarding the lane. So I got pissed off while driving, and this one guy, and he's smiling at me. He's like going, like it's like a big goof.
Yeah.
And I yelled, "Move it, you stupid lane guard." He goes, "Yeah, screw you." I said, "Why don't you go find a crossing?" And he went, and when he smiled, I cut him out.
Hey, got him. Well, that actually brings up today's subject. We're going to say it's a manners. You know, manners maketh the man.
Remember when people were courteous?
I don't.
Oh, right. No, you're too young.
Well, tell me about it.
In the old days, people used to say please and thank you. Now you go to a drive-through of fast food, you say thank you, and what do people say? You say
Fuck
thank you.
Pal.
No, you say thank you, and they go, uh-huh.
Yeah, it is like that.
No more you're welcome. Uh-huh. I just gave you money. Say thank you. Uh-huh.
Huh, that's a good point. I never really thought about that.
I hate the uh-huh.
Well, that actually that'll be the first
What's
thing.
that lead into?
That actually leads into our first thing right here, how good manners can pay off for some people. For example, there's a man here who was desperate to meet the lotto deadline for him to play his lottery ticket.
Oh.
And because he was nice to the strangers in front of him, they allowed him to go ahead of him in time to make the deadline.
Wow.
And wouldn't you know it, it looks like he won £1 million. This actually, and pounds...
That's
being the English currency. It looks like Aaron Walshaw was desperate to buy a ticket for the Lotto Millionaire raffle, which happens out in West Yorkshire. West Yorkshire being on the other side of East Yorkshire.
In the kingdom.
In the
Britain.
UK. Oh, the teas and the crumpets and the Queen. God bless the Queen and her pedo fucking ring.
Isn't that your other name, the Queen?
Hey-o. He walked up there and, he spoke nicely to the lady, and the lady could tell that he was a little antsy, and she told him to go ahead.
Wow.
And with just 2 minutes to spare, he bought a ticket for the raffle. He thanked the woman, and he left. The next day, they were out and about, him and his wife, his fiancée, pardon me. They went home to check to see if they had won, and lo and behold, they won £1 million poundaroonies.
Wow, I wonder what that works out to in American money. I don't know.
Well, that's roughly about $1.3 million.
I could live on that. Well,
Look,
for a couple
this
years.
This isn't the Bryan rant show, but if I could just rant for a second. If you can't live on $1 million, even in Los Angeles, California, then you're doing something wrong. Like, I don't care who you are, but $1 million should cover you for the rest.
Well, when you get that kind of money, you reinvest.
Reinvest. That's it, man. You shouldn't be sitting on that. You should be pumping that into stocks. You know what it is? You know what you do? You buy a parking lot. You buy a parking lot in Los Angeles, California, and you rent out parking lot by the hour, $10, $15 every hour.
That's what somebody was saying they think they should do here.
Yeah, but
they just lost the lease. They're not going to bulldoze it, but he thinks they should bulldoze it and turn this into a new car lot. Since this is Car Lot Row, this is the perfect location. It's right off of the freeway.
yeah, it would be good.
Just a thought.
Hey, you come to us for ideas. But look at that, huh? What does that tell you about being nice to random people? You never know who you meet. We know that better than anybody out in Los Angeles.
I've raised all my kids to say please and thank you.
Yeah, please, thank you, and well, can I get a lotto ticket?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that's a perfect little segue into just teaching kids how to be good. It looks like a young kid was rewarded for his good manners by the restaurant staff at where they were eating recently. So it looks like a bunch of little kids were out there having lunch, at dinner with their mom. But because they were so well behaved, this is out in the Washington State.
Hold on, I'm going to unzip.
Ooh, nice. Because they were so well behaved at the little Italian restaurant, the staffers of the restaurant were so impressed that they thanked the kids by giving the family 5 free ice creams. They wrote on the receipt a well-behaved kids discount.
Wow.
On the receipt. 5 ice creams. Hey, a lot of people don't have to
Kids
give out free stuff.
that are well behaved. Who would ever think that could take place?
Now, you raised kids. Did you do it with a strong pimp hand? Did you beat any of your children into submission?
No, I've never touched my children. I believe that the key is to torture them mentally with guilt.
Really?
That's the Jewish way.
Yeah? Even the older ones?
No, what I would do is I would go in the other room and talk about them and say how important it was to me that they would do something. It would be so important. It would make me feel so good if so-and-so would just do what I'd like him to do. And then what happens is the kids want to do it because they basically want to make their parents happy, but they don't want to admit that they want to make their parents happy. So then they come up and say, hey, Dad, I think I'm going to do this. So then they act like it was their own idea.
Mm.
So it's called going through the back door. You convince them to do something, and then they want to do it, and then they do it.
I always try to go through the back door, but she always stops me.
Oh, yeah, she. But I got good kids. None of my kids have ever been arrested.
That you know of.
They don't drink.
That you know of.
They don't smoke cigarettes.
That you know of.
If they did, they would have told me because I've always had a very open door policy with communications with my kids.
I don't tell my parents everything.
Well, they told me everything. I know everything about my kids. I got details on them that would make.
Well, I tell you, that's why having manners is such a good thing. You know.
It's a matter of trust, and you get respect if you're honest with each other.
With their kids?
Yeah. So they've always told me what's going on, and they're all good kids, and I don't think they'll ever go to jail, unlike you.
Hey, fuckface.
That's Mr.
Fuckface.
Well, have some respect.
You're right. Well, that is perfect because we're going to stick with the kids things.
Kids these days.
When strangers on a plane heard teachers talking about her students, everyone opened their wallets. Okay. So apparently, it looks like on a flight to Chicago, Kimber Bermudez spent a little time talking about how much she loved her students. But it was the first time people responded with such good compassion. The 27-year-old was on a Southwest flight to see her parents in Florida earlier this month when she sat down next to what is described as a kind man and started explaining to him what was going on in her life, such as her students, how well they were doing in her class, but how, unfortunately, because the school's fundings have been cut across the nation, she hasn't been able to buy them enough supplies throughout the school year.
Oh.
The man told her he works for a company that often donates supplies to school and asked for her contact information. What happened next was amazing. The man who sat behind her also tapped on the shoulder and apologized for eavesdropping and handed her a bunch of cash. And it didn't end there. The man across the aisle heard as well and started pulling money out also. Between you and me, it's all fun and games until it turns out she's not even a teacher. She's just grifting everyone.
She's just talking about her 100 kids that she got.
She got off the plane and counted the money and saw that it turned out to be about $500 from one special customer alone. She said she was shook. Her heart was in complete shock and awe. The world seems crazy that there are always good people out there. Now, if that is the definition of a good manner.
Well, I appreciate her thoughts, but I can't say always good people out there. There are good people out there, but they're not always good.
Well,
and you don't know if they're around you or not.
That's a good point to bring up. As far as manners are concerned, is it the mannerly thing to accept a gift like that?
Yes, I think that's proper. I think that makes sense. If, first of all, you're in a very public place.
On a plane.
Yeah, it's not like anybody's saying, I'm getting the hell out of here. They can't leave until you do, unless they get off first. But you can't expect people to be nice. You can't expect people to be proper. And generosity is generally very rare.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I naturally wouldn't tell my kids as part of their manners or growing up to be like, but when you're an adult, I guess it's different. Like, you make your own decision at that point. If you want to pull out $20 and give it to some chick who's saying a sob story about her kids,
yeah,
that's your prerogative. You know what I mean? Like, you're not doing that out of anything crazy, right? Am I right or am I wrong?
Yep.
Am I crazy? Do I know what I'm talking about?
No, you're crazy. So where are we at time-wise? Because I'm just checking to see if I got my spot yet, and I just texted him and said...
Have you heard from him?
I just texted
Just
him.
for your guys' update, we're doing a double whammy episode, so Perry's actually waiting right now to go up.
So I just texted him and said, was I up yet? And he has not responded.
That probably
so
means you're not up yet.
Put this on pause and let me run in and see what's happening? Because they got a second show if I don't get this one.
Yeah. Pop in there, man.
All right. Don't go away. We'll be right back, and we'll probably look just like we do now.
All right.
Hello, Bryan.
Yeah, just a minute. Hey, listen, sorry, I don't have a lot of time. It's Bryan from This, That, and the Other. Look. Okay, I want to tell you everything. I want to tell you the truth about wood. You want to know about the real stuff? You want to know why the Earth is hollow and why we're being run by aliens? You want to know about the stuff they're putting in your Gatorade and why you should be eating your dogs and why renewable resources are a lie and we're living inside of a hologram. And I'll tell you all this, but you have to listen to This, That, and the Other. You have to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Don't tell Sam, though. Don't tell him.
Ryan, what are you doing? Are you making an ad without me?
No, listen, I gotta go. Subscribe to This, That, and the Other.
You bastard.
9/11 was a lie. What happened to Bill Clinton?
Welcome back. I'm Perry Kurtz, and this is my producer, Bryan.
We did it, man. All right, final good act or good news article in regards to manners.
To the final segment.
Ooh, that's what they're called. See, you're so smart. That's why I keep you around.
Oh.
Teen wanted to auction his pig off to help a teacher. But
Wow.
Or bidders had better plans. The bidders had better buttered plans.
Bitter.
There we go. A teen had a 265-pound gift for his teacher. Looks
Wow.
like a shy 15-year-old boy was heartbroken to hear that his favorite teacher was retiring. And it looks like
What did this thing weigh?
256 pounds was how big the pig was.
What did the teacher weigh?
Miss Katzenmeyer, or Miss K as they called her, she does not have her weight listed. You never ask a woman her weight.
No, never.
It looks
It's like asking a man his size. Well, they lie anyway.
always.
Mine's
looks like
only 3 inches from the floor.
All right, calm down. This is a kid show. I mean, it's not a kid show
Well.
because of YouTube, but Kids could be listening.
Yeah, now you got to click it and say that kids can't be listening.
Yep. Her passion for the charity was kindled after her 4-year-old niece was diagnosed with a childhood cancer. So to help Miss Kay, Waylon decided to take the pig he had raised and auction it off at the county fair and donate all the money. But it looks like several people heard about his generosity at the auction, and they decided to take the events into an unexpected turn. It looks like when the bidding kicked off, the price jumped to $11, but then one of the bidders had an idea and struck a deal with his competition. He won the bidding on the pig, and then he donated it back to the auction again. The second winner bought it for $10 a pound, but then he gave it back to the auction again.
Wow.
So that it could keep on getting bought.
So would it come out to be $5,000?
Well, the pig was finally bought and sold. Holy shit. He raised $10K off the pig because it was bought and sold 4 times.
That's the most expensive bacon in the world.
Wow. You know, even as the producer, not that I ever do any of this last minute, but if I were to do this last minute, this would be one of those articles that caught me completely unprepared. I didn't expect that ending. Wow, they gave it back 4 times and they rebid on it.
I wonder what a pig that weighs that much really costs if you were to buy one on the market.
Probably $15 a pound, right? That sounds right. Like $15 a pound?
I haven't got a clue.
At $265 a pound. $265.
Uh-oh, I just got a text.
You think that's it?
That
Well, if that is just in case, there you go. Some good stuff about manners. Any final thoughts, Perry? Where can they find you?
Well, I think that if you're going to buy a pig, make sure that's really what you want. That's important.
And don't marry a pig, because then she's your ex-wife.
Yeah, don't marry me.
You can find Perry at Perry Kurtz at YouTube. That's Perry, Perry, Kurtz, Kurtz. That is everywhere, anywhere. You Google it, Yahoo it, Binge
everywhere.
it. He's also on Binge on This, where you can find his show along with This, That, and the Other, and What's Hood. And that's it, guys. Stick around. Do you have any signing off things?
I've also got a podcast on Anchor. Look for me. I don't remember what it's called. Just Google.
You have a podcast here.
Here too, but that one I just record my shows and stuff like that. Driving. It's not quality like this.
Have you figured out what you're saying goodbye to the people with?
I want to thank you all for being there, or as we say, I want to thank you all for coming, or however you react.
Not that anyone's ever told him that.
Please come again.
Heyo!
Please come again. Come often. Come a lot, and every time, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I like it. Keep coming and coming and coming, baby. Woo!